Former Springfield police officer who has been accused of using his law enforcement position to get sex has now been denied by the Oregon State Bar to become a lawyer. And KEZI 9 News reporter Jillian Smuckler joins us live in the studio to explain why some say this move was necessary. Jillian.
China, I read through the Oregon State Bar's answering brief. In addition to the 9 women who have come forward, I also learned he had an affair with a police officer he met while working an event and with a dispatcher. He said all sexual interactions with the women were consensual, and the board found that was not true. Records show he pulled many females' DMV records. He also admitted to a counselor that he used resources to get in contact with many of the women he had sexual interest in. Haltunen has worked for many agencies over the years. He was a military police officer from 1989 to 1991. He then worked for the Lane County Sheriff's Office from 1993 to 1994. Haltunen worked for the Roseburg Police Department from 1994 to 1996. He ended in Springfield, where he was an officer there from 1996 to 2012. That's where the examiners say he repeatedly abused his position by using the resources and authority to get sex. He resigned in 2012 under the agreement that the Springfield Police Department would close the investigation. The records show he arrested a woman for a DUI who worked as a dancer at multiple strip clubs in Springfield. He allegedly asked her to remove an intimate piercing in his presence when he arrested her in her dressing room. It says he later lifted her by the waist and put her on the trunk of his patrol car, and that's when he removed her handcuffs and let her smoke. One of his accusers says when she managed a strip bar in Springfield, he would come in on duty far more than what was needed for any legitimate police business. She claims he began sending sexually explicit pictures and asked for some in return. She also says he would follow home other women who worked at the bar. One man who used to work with Haltunen years back says his actions after the investigation was opened says everything.
If someone's going to quit, then that shows right there that maybe one of them is true. I don't want to believe that, because if you're an officer, you're sworn to protect and serve. You're not sworn to take somebody's values or their rights away from them like that.
The Board of Bar Examiners won't let Haltunen take the bar because they say he hasn't shown good character, and a hearings panel agreed. Haltunen appealed the decision to the court, which will hear arguments on the case in May, and they ultimately have the last say on whether or not someone is admitted to the bar. Reporting live in the studio, Jillian Smuckler, KEZI 9 News.